everybody, so we're back talking about some more Season 3 of Harley Quinn on the channel with Episode 8. We're winding down towards the end of Season 3, and while this episode in particular is quite a wild one, this seems to be the beginning when it comes to putting the pieces in place for a crazy last couple episodes of Season 3. As we saw last week, Bruce is being held captive by Harley and Ivy, but he isn't breaking, which does make sense because he is Batman after all. What had me stoked, though, was when Harley and Ivy were brainstorming on who are they going to call to gain assistance when it comes to breaking Bruce's mind. I had a feeling, but I wasn't really sure until they revealed it, that we are cutting back to Dr. Psycho. He is in Arkham Asylum, he's running a podcast, getting in callers like Bane, but it's just so great to see him back in the show once again. His presence has been sorely missed this season, and his return really does boost the show for me. The situational comedy, I think, is enhanced with him being there, and it also is just hilarious because he even doesn't want to go into Batman's mind because Bruce Wayne's mind is so messed up, but he does agree to do so as long as Harley does go on his podcast later on. So that is the general main story of what's going on in Episode 8. Everyone is going to travel inside of Bruce Wayne's mind to gain answers on where Frank is. Everyone except King Shark. I think it is kind of interesting that we had that plot line last episode where he killed his brother who is supposed to be the new king, and we don't get any elaboration on that this episode. I thought that was kind of an odd choice. When we do land inside of the mind of Bruce Wayne, I can't say that I'm shocked that his mind is completely messed up because we're getting to see the death of his parents on a loop over and over and over again, and I can imagine that is quite traumatizing for someone to watch, but even they are cracking jokes at it because it keeps happening. Like, I thought it was funny the discussion that Psycho had with Ivy and all of them about the different Joe names because they thought that Joe Chill was named something else like Joe Cool or Joe Camel. And Clayface, I mean, we already know that Clayface is supposed to be portraying Thomas Wayne in this adaptation. He keeps trying to ask all the different Thomas Waynes on a loop all these different questions to gain insight as he keeps dying over and over again. While it is frustrating that the memories are on a loop so we can't really gain any sort of answers from Bruce on the whereabouts of Frank, things only go awry really when Harley tries to interfere with those memories and mess with the loop. You know, she tries to protect Bruce Wayne from seeing his parents dying, and it causes pretty much everything to go wrong. Everybody but Harley gets kicked out of Bruce Wayne's mind, so Harley is stuck in there by herself with Kid Bruce, as Joe Chill is now turned onto them and is trying to chase them down to murder them. And it seems like we're going by Nightmare on Elm Street rules, where if you die in this dream, you're gonna die in real life as well. So it does add a little bit of creepiness and tension to the episode as Joe Chill is chasing them everywhere, no matter where they go. And the fact that Joe Chill just is very creepily designed in this episode. That doesn't mean that we don't have our fair share of fun moments in the episode. I quite liked when we go through all the different moments in Batman's past. You see flashbacks of Batman Begins, Batman Returns, even 1966 Batman, Adam West, where he has the bomb over his head and he's trying to get rid of it. All of that stuff was kind of cool to see in animated form, and they've poked jokes at him. Seeing all these memories, though, does lead to Harley realizing that Bruce Wayne is actually Batman. I don't know, for some reason I just kind of forgot that Harley Quinn didn't know that in the show, but now we actually have it officially confirmed. While these scenes are brief, I do kind of like the bonding scenes between Harley Quinn and this kid version of Bruce. They're surprisingly sweet, even if Bruce Wayne is extremely out of touch when it comes to anything money related. I mean, he doesn't even realize that people have to pay for housing. And even as Harley is joking to him about having a copay for their therapy sessions, I mean, he's a billionaire. He doesn't need a copay. With the majority of this episode being set inside Bruce Wayne's mind, you can tell the writers had a lot of fun trying to be creative with this one. We already got all the Batman Easter eggs. And then we also hop into another dream where Harley takes the place of Robin, and we get a Joker encounter, but this Joker looks very much like Heath Ledger Joker, and a classic Harley Quinn, accent and all. And it does really signify Harley's growth here, realizing how cringy she used to be when she was all up on the Joker back in the day. This entire interaction in the episode gave me something that I didn't know that I wanted until it was given to me. Seeing Batman and Harley Quinn dressed as Robin face off against classic Harley Quinn and the Joker, it was an awesome fight. I mean, it wasn't that long of a fight because it is cut short by Joe Chill showing up and shooting them, but it was still pretty great. Also on the outside, because everybody got sucked out of Bruce Wayne's mind besides Harley, Nightwing, Robin, and Barbara Gordon do show up to gas everybody and save Bruce Wayne in real life, at least his body, you know, take him back to Wayne Manor. So it is nice to see them show up for this, even if they didn't show up to take on the Mad Hatter in the last episode. The way that we end things in the episode was a good mix of predictable and surprise. When Joe Chill does inevitably do catch up to Harley and Kid Bruce, Joe Chill is Bruce Wayne, and he explains everything that we pretty much know about Batman and his whole ideology. That he blames himself for the murder of his parents, and that's why he has this memory on a loop to never forget this while he's Batman. the same usual stuff we know about Batman as a character. However, it's the big reveal for why Bruce Wayne stole Frank in the first place that has some big surprises and some big implications for what's going to come in the next couple episodes of Season 3, since Bruce stole Frank to modify his resurrection powers from just plants to using it on people, and he's going to attempt to resurrect his parents, and that whole process we see the beginning of in the end of the episode, and it looks pretty scary. They look pretty zombified. I mean, they've been dead for a very long time, so they're probably just bones at this point, but glowing green eyes usually is not a signifier for anything good. So these last couple episodes are probably going to get pretty crazy if we're going to resurrect humans. All around, one of my personal favorite episodes of Season 3 so far. We only have a couple left until the end of the season, so make sure you share your thoughts down below. What do you think of Episode 8 of Season 3 of Harley Quinn? Did you like the episode? Did you dislike the episode? What were some of your favorite moments? Were you happy that Dr. Psycho returned? And also share any thoughts or theories you may have where we're going to go in the next couple episodes now that we're going to resurrect Thomas and Martha Wayne, and what that means for Harley Quinn and the gang and also the Bat family. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking the reviews. I really appreciate that. Make sure to leave a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel to update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more for next time. I'll see you guys later.